Yeah, yeah. Off and spend some time. Let's spark and conversate. I wanna know what's on your mind. We can pop a bottle and chill and unwind. Cause the last couple weeks we've been busy on our grind. So I wanna feel your love and hear you say it's all mine. You're beautiful and your smile so divine. And I can even front, I'm so glad you're mine. Cause the love this real is ran hard to my best friend, the mother of my babies, and since day one. Proof in the Pudding podcast show, and I go by the name of Sion 919. I'm very excited about today's show, all the way by way of Atlanta, Georgia. We got him in the building. Buddah Wiggins, 333 Management, doing big things in the industry right now. Yo, I'm excited, yo, to hear your story and to see what you're doing right now, the moves you're making. So first, we want to welcome you to the show. For the people that may not know you, let's introduce yourself and let the people know where you're from.
Well, I definitely appreciate you for inviting me. Again, my name is Buddah. I'm originally from New Jersey, in Brick City, in the house. We're raised in North Carolina, JoCo, shout out, Johnson County, Selma, Smithfield area. Got a lot of nerd family members down there doing their music thing and everything. Right now I'm in Atlanta, with family, Throwback Entertainment. We've been doing this movement for about 20 years now.
For about 20 years?
So about 20 years now, we've been training and coming up and getting placements and getting in the right place, meeting the right people so we can do what it is that we do today. Wow. Which is pretty much hop out here in the music industry and put flame on the grill,
I definitely understand that. So let's take them back to the beginning. Like, what were some of your first inspirations? How did you get introduced to the music industry?
Well, of course, just loving music itself. I'm a Tupac fan. Tupac. NWA. I listen to Boyz II Men, a lot of R&B growing up. And then one day, I was introduced to one of my uncles, George Clinton III. Wow. And I'm looking at him like, I know you, but I don't know you. I know you, but I'm not sure who you are. And once we got that introduction going, and I was told that he's family. This is what he does. He piqued our interest in music. He piqued my interest in business. So, he set us on the right path, told us what you like to do. You like to sing, you like to write, you like to make beats. What do you want to do? And he let us show him what we wanted to do, and he showed us what to do.
Okay.
Like I said, he noticed I like to tell people what to do. So he said, hey, you need to go to business school. You need to go do management.
Right.
And that's pretty much what I've been doing for the better part of 15 years, is
management. Okay.
Trying to get people in the right spot.
Get them in the right direction. So let's talk about it. So, you come from a family of music. He tells you, say, go to school if you're going to be a manager. So let's talk about that process. Like, what was the school like and what type of things did you learn?
Actually, I went to several different schools. One that stood out most, Clayton University, is actually here in Georgia.
Wow.
What I learned was being in school ain't teaching you anything. It's teaching you the terms. It's teaching you, how to Google things. But being out here in the streets, being in the industry, being in these people's faces, being in the corporate offices is where I pretty much learned the bulk of my management skills. Right. Reading books, I can read a book all day. I can take an exam, and it didn't help me in what I really, really, really wanted to do, to be honest.
Right.
It gave me a couple of connections, definitely professors that I could reach back to and say, hey, I'm doing this. You remember me? But you got to be out here in these streets. You got to hit this pavement.
Right. You got to hit that pavement. And like I said, you've been around for a while. You said 20 years in the game, about 16 management. So let's talk about how the game has changed from back then to now.
It changed drastically, and I had it's crazy that you say that because me and my brother, young Lex, CEO of Throwback Entertainment,
right.
we kind of got into it a little bit when I first got here because what I remember, I took a little break, but what I remember in management, it's all about talent. I can get you out here. It's about talent. It's about yes, get you signed. I get back today and it's like, yeah, it ain't about talent. It's about who you know, how much money you got. I'm like, nah, I got this talent right here. We're going to the door. And it's not the same. It definitely wasn't the same. Yeah, I got checked real quick. Like, wait a minute.
Right.
What are we doing? It's not about talent. So I had to kind of regroup, read a book or two, and understand what today's industry was about.
Today's definitely. So, all right, let me ask you, being in the game, you got experience on both sides. Let's talk about some of the pros of nowadays. Let's talk about some of the cons where it might have been better back then in this area. It's better in this. It may be more money opportunities now. Let's talk about how the game has changed.
The game has changed. Like I stated, it used to be about talent. Like for example, I have an artist right now, Janet Nicole, talented, amazingly talented. And back in the day, I could take her talent itself down to Sony. Hey, sing for her, and she's instantly, hey, sign on the dotted line. We can do this, we can do that. You know, they're throwing stuff at us. Now it's like, okay, she's talented. Where's the numbers? Where's it? You know, who's following her? How many shows has she done? You know, it's like a lot of now it's technical. Now it's like, okay, now I really got to work the back of it. You know, but like I stated, it's different. It's a little bit more, you know, bumps in the path. But hey, I'm willing to rock. So.
Right. They can't stop it. It's already met. It's going to happen.
Yeah, they can't stop it.
Right. So, okay. And you got experience. So you're doing it. You got an artist, like you said. So it's like a lot more work now. Let me ask you, I'm pretty sure being in management, you run across a lot of artists and stuff like that. What are some mistakes artists make as artists when they come? They don't have management. They don't have their stuff together. What's some things that you notice along your way that most artists don't have?
There are a few things that most artists don't have together. For example, they don't the knowledge. Like you can sing, yeah, you can play an instrument, yeah, you can read music, but if you don't have the knowledge of the business side of this industry, then you're kind of really running around blind. Like that's important. I can sing, I can write music, but if I didn't know this business, I wouldn't feel comfortable with singing and writing music. You know what I'm saying? Another major thing is budget. Like you got to put up for yourself. This is not a job. This is a movement. This is something that I believe in you, but you got to believe in yourself more than I believe in you.
Wow.
It only makes sense.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like if you don't believe in yourself more than I believe in you, then what am I doing?
Right.
Sounds like I'm wasting time a little bit. So you know, putting it into yourself, whether it's studying your craft, whether it's going to being seen out here in these streets, you know, going to private parties, going to events that you have no idea. Like, me personally, I'm not people. I'm not. I'm gonna be honest with you. Public speaking is not my thing. But if I have to do something, I'll go in a room full of people and let them know exactly who I am. If that's what I have to do to get to the next stage. Numbers. We gotta know the difference between organic and non-organic situations.
Right.
A lot of artists put themselves out there in a non-organic situation and they're awesome and they fail because they don't have that knowledge.
Right.
It all goes back to number one. So having knowledge, having a budget, and picking your right team. Those are the top three things for me. Picking your right team. If you got a team that believes in you, if you got a team that I'll wake up and I'll go to work to raise money to put behind someone that I believe in. Right. You know, I'll get up and I'll go to a million meetings in a day behind a artist that I believe in, if it makes sense. So, you know, definitely knowledge, budget, and the team behind you. Those are my top three.
And that's real right there, because you got to have the knowledge, you got to have a budget, and you can't do it by yourself. So you definitely need connections, you need a team. So, okay, 16 years in the game. What were some of your early experiences like back then?
A lot of finessers. it got a lot of finessers, and it's crazy because how I got into management, it wasn't a choice that I made. It was like, yeah, I didn't say that. I wanted to do what I was doing, write hooks,
Right.
Be a musician. That's what I wanted to do. But my little brothers, young Lex and Shaquille Wiggins, Power Frostman legend back then.
Okay.
They came to me. We were doing music in my mom's garage, and they came to me saying, "Hey, I'm going to this event tonight. Went to it last week, and there's a guy there that says, hey, I can take your music to the, I'm an A&R. I can take your music straight to the record company if you pay me $150 and give me your CD and sign this contract, right? This is what he told me. But again, my brothers and I would talk about one of the greatest, George Clinton III, and we know better than this. So they came and got me, and I came to the event that night, and I'm listening to the guy feed me the BS. And I'm laughing. I'm reading their contract. And one of the things that my uncle taught me was anytime you see the word exclusive in any paperwork that you have to sign, there is no signature of yours on the paper.
Right.
No, the word exclusive is a big no for me. So you had the word exclusive, and you're telling me that I got to pay you to take this music in which I can take myself free. To do what? No.
Right.
So I stood up for my brothers at that moment. They immediately was like, hey, you got to be our manager. And it just went from there. Like, you can still write hooks and sing the verses, and you can do what you want to do, but you have to be manager. That's your number one job. Right. Everybody got a job. And that's it. That's how it was. I was just protecting my brothers.
And that's the thing right there, because when we talk about the music industry and we talk about artists, it's a power. It's almost like being in a courtroom and you got a lawyer representing you. That manager, it brings a whole nother level of professionalism. And it's like you said, so you can spot the bull a mile away. Whereas like the artists, they want to get signed, they get excited. Somebody said, here's the paper. They don't know what they signed. You said if it's exclusive, I'm not signing it. Because you have the knowledge. A lot of artists, they just want to perform. They just want to focus on music. But that's like 10% of the game, if I'm not mistaken. 90% is the business, the paperwork. So the interesting thing about you, I never had a manager on the show, anybody in management on the show before. So that's the first. So salute to you.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Being in the game is like, okay, you said George Clinton III. So it's like you come from a music background. So you've seen some things firsthand. So it's like coming in, your eyes are open. So it's like the finesses and stuff out there. They're trying to run the scams, but you see it. We ain't doing that. You start representing your brothers. What happened next?
We pretty much went full speed ahead again. Like I stated, you got to be knowledgeable. I wasn't educated. I'm just going to be honest. Had no idea what I was doing. I literally was learning as I went. But again, I read through the BS, so it was kind of easy for me to read through the BS. It was harder for me to understand the logistics of the business, if that makes sense. But being that I can read through the BS, I was a better finesser than a finessee. You know what I'm saying? I was better at finessing you than you was at finessing me. Right. And that's how I started to learn. And then I went to school. It was like, now I got the terminology that I need to go ahead and read in between the lines of what's going on. I got connected with Jessalyn McGrath.
Wow.
She's actually an engineer here in Atlanta. She's major. She's kind of shy. She's like me, but she does her thing. She's an artist. Hot Sauce. That is Patti LaBelle's lead guitarist. He's amazing. I got connected with those two, and I started managing them. So they're independent they're independent labels or records that they were trying to do. And they started teaching me more of behind the scenes of, okay, this is what we do on the production side, this is what we do on the engineering side. So now as a manager, you need to know, as a manager, you can't just know, yeah, I got a hot artist. Yeah, I got this much money in my bank account. No, I need to know everybody's job. Not so I can do it. So I can just make sure that you're doing your job correctly. No, I'm not going to go in there and be an engineer. No, that's not what I do. But I need to make sure that you, as an engineer, is doing what you're supposed to be doing as an engineer. So I kind of picked up a lot of background things from those people that I was pretty much managing as well. Like I stated, I took a 10-year break. I did. I got, they had other stuff going on in my personal. So I left for 10 years. And yeah, I had to get it together. I didn't want to do it no more. I literally told myself, you know what, I'm done. I'm out. I'll holler at y'all when I holler. I'll come back when I find something that moves. When something moves my soul musically, I'll be back. I'll bring it home. And that's why I'm here. I found something that moved me musically. Jet in the Cold, she moved me. I brought her back to Atlanta. Started managing there. So this is how I'm here now.
Right. And so, okay, you're in Atlanta. We're talking about a big music market. You coming in from Atlanta, or was you already there when you found Janet Nicole? Was you already there, or did y'all come in?
I was still on my 10-year hiatus. Actually, she interrupted my 10-year hiatus. She actually came in. I met her through a mutual friend, and she sat in my living room one day and started singing, and I immediately got on the phone with my brother and was like, bruh, I think I'm coming home. I think I might be coming home. Let me see what's up. It was moving. I can't fight the universe.
Right.
The universe sends it. I move with it.
That's the thing right there, because it's like when you know what you know, it's like you get that feeling. So you sitting there. I'm done with music. I'm done with it. It ain't working no more. The love just ain't there. The passion is gone.
Exactly.
She starts to sing. Was it like, like it woke you up, like you sleep, the sleeping giant was asleep for a while, now you say?
Yeah, exactly. It was literally because my Uncle Georgie, like I stated earlier, RIP to him, he passed away. And literally, like, he passed away, we might as well just bury the music in me with him, because that's what I felt. And it was literally, when she started singing, I felt like my Uncle Georgie was like this. Hey, wake up, it's time. So I immediately jumped up and was like, give me a minute. You really want to do music? You serious? Because I'm serious.
Right.
And if you can move me to be serious about something that I love to do, I have a passion to do, I just don't want to do it, then hey, you a bad mom. You bad. Because I am very difficult to impress when it comes down to music.
Wow. And that's the thing right there. So we're talking about a passion. This is deeper than a love. This is deeper than a hobby. This is your music. So she moves you. She inspires you. Like, yo, I believe in you. She's going to be on the show tomorrow. I appreciate you letting her come up here. Let's talk about that first initial moment. Like, what's going on? What's going through your mind? Of course, you're like, yo, I can make this happen. How did it come together? Was it organic, or did somebody introduce y'all, or how did it all come together?
Yeah, we were introduced, and but it wasn't on. It was just on hangout type situation.
Right.
I've heard her sing before, but again, being on Facebook, didn't do her any justice in my eyes. Like she was great. Okay, I see you on Facebook. I seen your video. You liked it. Kept it moving. Okay, whatever. But in person, it was like, wow, like, oh my, it was mind blowing. Like she stopped me from thinking at that in particular moment. I'm not even gonna lie. She stopped my thought process, and it was only like, Janet, what does Janet want to do? what is Janet gonna do with this voice of hers? What is she? And then you write all your own. Oh no, I refuse to allow myself to let you pass up on this opportunity.
Right.
And then we started talking. She expressed to me about this being her dream, and since she was a little girl, and it's the universe. Wow. It's nothing but the universe that brought me and you together at this particular moment. Because I was done.
And then from there, so now you hit the ground rolling. Rolling. Let's talk about that process. So what's that like? You coming back in the game now. You took a break. 10 years later. How was that like, stepping back in the game? Now you got the artist show. I'm ready. I got my excitement. Was it what you expected, or was it different, like coming back into the game?
It was different. I realized that, the way that I thought, my thought process of just me personally, I'm an aggressive person when I have to be. When it comes down to business, I'm cutthroat. We gonna do this the correct way, or we ain't gonna do it at all. I shut it down. And I've realized coming in now, I can't be like that completely. I'm like that, but I can't be like that initially. I got to see what you're talking about. I got to weigh the options. I had to learn how to walk again in the industry. I had to realize, okay, things did change. What changed?
Right.
I got to meet people. I got to get out here. I can't be on the phone through the email. It's more of now social media. Now I got to make sure that not only is my artist numbers up, but as my management page, my numbers got to be up as well. I got to, you got to follow the trend. You got to follow the kids now these days.
Right.
I'm no longer the leader in charge. I got to pay attention. I got to be a follower now in order to be a good leader. Wow. So it was different, not hard, not difficult. You just got to adapt to the situation.
And that's a powerful word right there. And it's like you're like a student of the game. So it's like you still got the old knowledge plus the new knowledge. So it makes you like double-handed. Like you're actually stronger than the one person that may know this part, but they don't know that. So it's like it balances you out. So now you're in Atlanta. What's the music scene like in Atlanta? I know there's a lot of opportunities from the outside looking in. That's like the Mecca. Everybody's running to Atlanta. What is it like out there?
Everybody out here trying to put their best foot forward. There are a lot of great potential out here that I see. Like I said, it's very, very difficult to move me. It's very difficult to impress me lyrically. It's very difficult to impress me writing. Difficult. And they'll tell you, I'll sit at a show and I will have the straight face.
Right.
Everybody in there is like this and I'm like this.
Right.
You got to move me from the inside, I've definitely seen a few artists that are mind blowing. Like for example, this guy named T Soul, look him up. He is amazing, crazy amazing. Definitely got the label artist, Hazel I Beast. Shout out to her. She is killing it out here with these performances.
Wow.
You got Sackright Debo, Sackright Pat Man, one Pat Man. Of course, you got Young Lex. He be on the beats as well. It's a lot of different avenues out here now. It's not just about being an artist. It's not about being a musician. It's about being a producer, engineer. You got to make your beats. You got to know how to do interviews. You got to know how to perform. There's a lot of different things that come into being an artist.
Right.
I mean, you got a great song, but your performance off,
ain't gonna work.
it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Right.
If your performance is great, but your song is off, it ain't gonna work.
Right.
It's not gonna work.
And
it might work to these kids. It might work because you throw money behind it. But is it really?
Right.
So.
Right. And a lot of it is like you might have a hot second in the game, but a lot of people, if they don't have that balance, they don't stick and stay. You said a powerful thing earlier, artist development. They don't do that as much anymore. How important is artist development? Like you said, not only do you have to be able to record and write, you have to be able to speak. You got to protect your image. There's a whole lot that goes behind it. So for the people that may be watching, let's talk about how important that artist development part of it is.
Artist development is more important than breathing in this situation. Like if you're not willing to develop yourself as an artist, you're not willing to take constructive criticism, then you're not going to go to the next level. Nobody's going to want to work with you. Nobody's going to interview you. You're going to be a joke. Right. You cannot get out here and think that you're just ready, if that makes sense.
Right.
You can't get out here and think, I've been doing this for so many years and and I'm ready. No. You got to know how to get on the stage. You got to know how to present yourself. You got to know how to dress. You got to know how to do all the things that need to be done. And if you don't have that artist development, then you might as well just hang up your shoes before you start.
You might as well hang up the shoes, and it's like
sometimes might as well hang up the shoes.
Right, and that's how a lot of them. Sometimes a lot of artists, they get taken advantage of that way. They feel like they get taken advantage of because now the label or the company has to go in and hire people to style you. They have to hire people to teach you this, but these people get paid. So now the artist is saying, well, what happened to the money?
Well, here's the thing.
Right.
With TBE, with Throwback Entertainment, and with myself. Sorry, I had to plug up my computer so I lose you. As far as what we believe in is this. We gotta keep. We can easily go out here and hire all these people. We can easily go out here and go hop on a record label, right? We, get signed as an under label. Here's the thing. This is what we try to teach our artists and anybody that we do business with. If we go to someone and borrow money, okay, we got to pay that money back. I don't care how you look at it. If we lose that money, if we do what we need to do with that money, it don't matter. We got to pay that money back. With the record label, you gonna pay it back 10 times fold. So we try to teach our artists that, hey, you got to pay for yourself. We'll help you, definitely. But we want to package you to where when we take you to the record label, they can't say anything. All they can say is, well, dang, y'all got everything done. Everything's packaged. So here, let me give you this amount of money instead of saying, hey, you're missing the photos. You're missing the video. You haven't been in the studio. We're going to give you all these things. And then as a manager, my job is to look at this thing called a financial sheet that the artist is not paying attention to because you're too busy saying, hey, I'm signed. Hey, I want this. I want that. Can we do it? No, listen, focus. This sheet, this bottom line, they paid for this, that, and the third. Yeah, they paid $10,000 for this, but we owe them $1 million. Right. That's not what we're trying to do. Right. So we want to, part of the artist development is teaching the artist that you got to put up for yourself. This way you keep all the money on the back end. Right.
And that's real. A lot of the pioneers in the game, that's a lesson that they say now. They wish they would have knew back then. Because like, they was taking care of everything. They was taking care of everything, but they got all the rewards for it. So it's like, it's real what you're saying now. So when you talk about financial sheets and you're talking about the loans, a lot of artists, they think, okay, I got talent. I'm gonna make all these millions. It don't happen that way. It's like you said, $10,000 could easily turn into $1 million with interest, or the way the contract is written. So let's break that down. Like a lot of mistakes people don't understand, or misconceptions about the business. They think, okay, everybody with a record deal is a millionaire.
That's funny. No. This is how it works. Record labels are only looking at you because they see a bottom line. They want to make money. They don't care about your talent. They don't care about what you got. They don't care. If they see the masses chasing you, then they're going to want to be the one to get on it. Does that make sense? That's like buying into a investment. That's like looking at stock. Right. You see Apple stock rise, you want to get in that stock real quick. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they're not interested in making you a millionaire. They're interested in making themselves a millionaire.
They're making
themselves. But what you got to be smart at is, okay, you got to understand how is the record company making money off of it. Okay? And you need to cut that in half. If they can make money off of me by providing me with clothing, makeup artists, money for studios, let's see if I can actually get out here and hustle up this money for myself and pay for the studio time, pay for my own, reach back like we do. We keep it in the family. My younger brother, when I said it earlier, Buddah Wiggins, Frostman legend, he was a musician as well. He has a marketing company. Who do I go to for marketing? You see what I'm saying? Like, we keep it in the family. If I'm a makeup artist, I got the sister. I got folks that can dress me if I need to. I don't have to go out here and pay for outside help when I have it here. This is what we grew up learning. Everybody learned their job. Everybody make sure you pay attention to that person's job to your left. So they sick, you can help them do their job. So we try to keep the money in house so we can grow it. If that makes sense. There's something that I listen to, and I advise everybody to listen to. It's the audio. You can find it a hardback book as well. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. Now, it is a 4.5 hour audio. I get it. It's a 4.5 hour audio, but I guarantee you, I used to work a job, and I gave my manager a choice because she wanted me to take my headphones out. I'm working in the kitchen. She wanted me to take my headphones out, and I'm telling you that I'm listening to something that is going to elevate me. So here's your choice, manager. Either I can listen to this audio while I'm working, or I can clock out and go listen to this audio. That's how major this audio is. Right. You can find it on YouTube. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon.
The Richest Man in Babylon.
I advise everybody who wants to start a business, everybody who wants to hop in the music game, listen to it. You can listen to it while you're playing a video game, while you're working out, while you're laying back. It don't matter. Just listen to the audio. And I guarantee you, it is a life changer. It'll make you think.
Right.
Like seriously, it really makes you think.
That whole mindset changes. So we're talking about mindset. So this is actually like helping you as well, because like for what you're doing in the management, you got to deal with people that's professional. You got to deal with the con men. You got to deal with the people that's not ready. You got to deal with the people that's trying to the finessers. So how do you stay focused? Because I know sometimes some days are better than others. That's just life. That's just things happen. You're the manager. You're representing the brand. You're representing your company. You got artists on the line. How do you keep your head in the game and stay focused?
I stay humble. If I don't, if I've learned that the moment that you become unhumble is the moment that things around you start to crumble. And I gotta, if I don't stay humble, then I'm gonna be a Tasmanian devil, angry. But this is your fault. No. Stay humble. Come with solutions instead of problems, and just keep moving forward. Like anything can be fixed. I believe in super glue. Now that I've seen that situation with Gorilla Glue, I believe in Gorilla Glue. So anything can be fixed with glue to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just got to be willing to fix it. So staying humble is my number one.
Yeah, and that's real right there. And you said another thing, keeping it in the family, keeping it in house. Everybody's working together. Everybody's supporting each other. So let's talk a little bit about Throwback Entertainment. How did y'all wind up coming up with the record company?
Again, you got to take it back to GC3, my Uncle Georgie. He got us together. He got me, Young Lex, Frostman Legend, Buddah Wiggins. He got us together. And he would take us into the studio simultaneously. He would never bring us in at the same time.
Wow.
So we'll overlap each other. He always wanted to have that individual, what do you want to do attention, without having anybody else say, oh, you want to do, no, one-on-one. That was really major for me. That he took the time out to say, hey, he didn't put a gun in my hand, drugs in my hand, and said, go out here on this corner. He didn't do any of that. He took me and said, hey, what do you want to do in what I'm doing? Because I see you. Wow. So what happened was he got all of us together individually, and then he got all of us together after the individual and said, this is what we need to do. This is what we're going to do. Right. We're going to make a crew, come up with a name. The things that we were working on to us was old school. It was old school. I'm the oldest out of 7 kids, but to me it was still old school. It's like, Uncle Georgie, you really okay? I see you funking it out, okay, but we can't get to this. I don't know. Right. Throwback Entertainment, because we were taught the throwbacks. We were taught Earth, Wind, and Fire. We were taught George Clinton and the funky. We were taught all that. So we felt like the knowledge that we attained came from in a day with Throwback Entertainment.
Wow. So we're talking about legends in the game. We're talking about Atomic Dog. We're talking about George Clinton and the line on down. So I'm pretty sure you learned a lot of things being able to be in the studio and hear different ideas, or they may give you tips and stuff like that. What are some things that when you reminisce back, what are some things that stand out about that time the most? Everybody's opinion is important.
There's not one person's opinion bigger than the next. You feel me? There is this team. You're in this studio. If you're accepted in the circle, then you're a team and you're important. It matters. You matter. And that's what stood out. It's like, okay, Georgie, I'm nervous. I don't want to. I'll sing back here in the studio for your hooks, but I don't want to get on stage. Wow. Well, I tell you what, write it down, sing it, show me how I go, and I'll get over it. You feel me? Perfect. It was never a forced situation. So nobody ever forced us to do anything, and everybody always made us feel like you're important, no matter what it is that you don't know, no matter what it is that you do, you're important. Wow. Okay, so that's the funk era. You're talking about the throwbacks. So now they're out there rocking. There was a lot of live instruments and stuff like that back then. Music was totally different. What do you think are some similarities and some differences with the way music is made and created nowadays? Well, the difference is now, because I'm major. I'm real major on instruments. Like Young Lex, he's my brother. He's number 2. So I get on him all the time, like, yo, make me a beat, bro. Make me a beat that I can. Let me give you an example, like for my man's name, Mr. Smith. Wow. Sam Smith. I love him. The song Pray. I turn it on for him. I'm like, listen, this is the kind of music I like. He looked at me and said, but sis, this is live instrument. I know. That's the kind of musician I am.
Wow.
I respect anybody that can sit down at a MIDI board. I respect it. This is what I was taught on, that can create a beat. I love it. Right. The beat packs that they get, they sound just like live instruments. But there is nothing like being in a session with drums, guitars, bass, the vibrations of it right then and there. You can just go with it. There's nothing like that in the world. Like, it doesn't matter what they put on these machines, on these computers. There is nothing like the original.
Wow. Right. And then it's like, even in there, because they're in the groove, they vibing out and they playing. So it's different than just pushing a button and it's, it's on program.
Exactly. It's a lot different. I mean, the workload, don't get it twisted now. Like playing the live instrument and making a beat through live instruments, that's hard work. But it's just as much hard work to do it on the computer as well. Sitting there at the machine using Fruity Loops is what they used to call it, now they call it FL Studios. But just learning everything new, learning it, doing it, getting it done. It's just as much hard work. So the workload doesn't take away from either live or the instruments on the computer. Right. It doesn't take away from the workload. They both, I get credit to both engineer type. They go in, they go hard. But for me, it's that soul quenching, that the guitar's behind you as you're freestyling the verse and he's going crazy. It's nothing like a live band playing behind you.
Wow. And that's real right there. It's nothing like the band.
Nothing like the band.
Nothing like the band. It's just something totally different in studio, even at performances as well. It's something with the band, even in the performance, it brings the music out more, it brings it to life. So you grew up around this. So it's almost like second nature. So now you're seeing firsthand. So it's like, so now y'all doing y'all thing. Y'all start Throwback Entertainment. How was that process transitioning the game, starting your own for y'all? How was
it? Crazy. We started in my mom's bedroom, actually. Well, after Uncle Georgie died, we didn't have access to the studio in Florida like we usually did. So it was literally, he passed away. I'm over here in my feelings. I don't want to do anything else. I'm in the corner crying. I don't want to play with y'all anymore. My brother, I'm watching them. They're going back and forth. They're still trying it. They're still at it. And it was hard. It was a very hard transition because as kids, we didn't understand it. 17, I didn't grasp it. 21, I was still hurt. So why can't we go and do this? Why can't we go and do that? My mom was like, well, baby girl, y'all want to do it on your own. Right. Uncle Georgie gave y'all the foundation. Go do it on your own. And my brother came to me and was like, sis, I really want to do this. I really, really want to do it. Can you please help me? I said, okay, fine. So we actually started out in mom's bedroom. We had a Dell computer. We were trying to record. My brother was trying to record, and he was recording on his phone and trying to MP3 it into the computer. It was some technology that we didn't understand. So what I did was I was like, you know what? I'll help you. Fine. Don't worry about it. Thinking I was doing something. I go down to CVS, and I get one of those recorders. You know how the psychologists have little tape recorders with the little microphone?
Right.
Yeah, the RCA microphone, you push the buttons and got the little tape deck in it. So I bought that whole kit and I took the microphone off of it and I hooked it up into the computer. It was like, hello, testing. I was like, hey, we can record on the computer now. I actually duct taped it to the wall.
Wow.
And put a stocking over it I took a hanger, a wire hanger, and put a stocking over it to do the spit guard. Like when I tell you, we started from the bottom, now we're here. And it was crazy because when I make a joke, be like, hey man, don't make me pull out that RCA mic. My brothers would go crazy because they know exactly where we started.
Right.
So it went from the RCA mic to this is not what Uncle Georgie had. This is not how the setup was. We got to get the setup. And like I stated, we happened to live next door to Jessica McGrath, who's I didn't know was an engineer, musician.
Right.
Came over. I was watching her kids one day. Actually lost her kids. Didn't know where they were.
Wow.
So we got exactly. Like I don't know where your kids are. Give me a minute. Type situation. Our relationship went from there. She was a musician, heard us playing in the garage one day, came over and was like, I engineer, I'm a producer. Oh, really? Universe, because like I said, it started with RCA mic, and she introduced me to people, and we got us our first official studio production microphone. We stepped it up. Still had the Dell computer though.
Right.
Removed out of my mom's bedroom, moved into the garage. Now we record with G LeBeau in his studio.
Wow.
So
it's just upgrading. Just keep
it moving. You gotta believe. Believe. Even when you don't believe anymore, you still gotta believe.
You still gotta believe. And that's the thing, like you said, it's like not giving up. It's like, I don't have this. It's something about if you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen. So it's like you said, y'all went and got the RCA mic, put it together, y'all rocking and rolling. You wound up meeting the engineer now, just doing the right thing, putting in the work. So it ain't like now she's an engineer and y'all had to get ready. Y'all was already ready because y'all was working at it already. So it's a smooth transition. A lot of times,
stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
Get ready so you don't got to get ready. And that's what I was going to say. A lot of artists is like they hobby at first and they're waiting for this big moment, like a light switch is going to go off. Now it's time. But I was always taught, even if it's one person in the room, you do it like it's a million. It's a mindset, like you said earlier. So how important is that for artists?
Like I tell my artists, they hate it. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And I might say it with a lot of aggression. but I mean it. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Because as a manager, if we got a show that evening, and I got a dog tag, I got a USB with a dog tag at all times. If you walk into this show and you're looking at me and you're about to go on stage, you got 2 minutes to get on stage, and you look at me and you got to ask me about if your music is ready. Please, I stay ready, so I ain't got to get ready. You see what I'm saying? This is always around my neck.
Wow.
Stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready. You need something to drink. You need 5 minutes of your prayer time over here in this corner. As your manager, it's already ready. I already know what you need. That's my job. So if I'm staying ready, so I ain't got to get ready, I expect nothing less from you. Stay ready.
Wow. So that's the thing right there. Like you said, you're doing the thinking is the checklist. You're making sure everything is going. So I'm pretty sure you done had some good experiences and you had some bad experiences. What's something that stand out the most? Dealing with venues, dealing with promoters, dealing with good people, dealing with unprofessional. What's some of the worst situations you've been in? Like, are y'all kidding?
Oh, man. Oh, you gonna put me on the spot like that, though?
I mean, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to put it out there if you don't want to put it out there.
My mom said this. She said this statement, and it's true. It is what it is, and I don't care. It is what it is. She said my expectations for human beings are too high. Wow. I'm not gonna lower them. I'm sorry. My expectations for myself is high, so my expectations for the next is gonna be even higher. Impressive. There's been a few places that we went that was. I got upset. I got on my phone immediately. I'm wasting time. Like you go to you go through my Facebook post sometimes, and I'll say I should have stayed home. I should have ran off a cliff for this crap. Like I mean, it's just like, what are you thinking about? Like I went to this one place and they didn't announce it was a competition first. Of course, we take my artists out there. We're gonna blow it down. Wasn't together, wasn't prepared, nothing was ready. We started late. I believe in 15 minutes early, you're late. So you're not on time. I'm annoyed. Didn't have anything together. Then we found out it's a competition, and the person that should have won, I'm not being biased, but Janet Nicole should have won the competition. It is what it is. If it's recorded, put it out, and y'all see for yourselves. And she didn't. And we're looking at each other like, I'm so lost, right? But it was a shit show from the beginning, so I couldn't expect anything more from something less. There's a concert that we did with 107.9, One Mic, One Love concert here in Atlanta. Okay. Totally blew my mind. I mean, it blew my mind. I was
totally different. Totally different experience now, right?
I think I actually nodded my head once or twice. That's difficult to get for me to do this. Yeah, I might have tapped my foot once or twice, but sometimes, it's a lot of things that you got to take good with the bad. You gotta put it out there. You gotta go out there and see what it is. You gotta jump in. You gotta jump in the water, see how deep it is.
Right.
Most of the time, it's deep, and we don't like how it feels. We don't like the temperature of it, but we there. Sometimes we like it. It's the right temp. It's the right height. It's right. It's perfect.
Right.
You gotta take the good with the bad. Well, you'll never know if you don't show up.
You'll never know if you don't show up. So let me ask you: you've been in different areas, or mostly Atlanta, the East Coast, or like you've been out west? Like how's the business different depending on the regions?
Everywhere is different. But I've pretty much been on the East Coast as far as management.
Okay.
But as far as being out here in the industry wise, it's different. It's very different because you got people out there on the West Coast. They like certain kinds of music. Like for example, shout out to Nipsey, R.I.P. Like he was amazing. I mean, I would love to be a person that makes 10 mixtapes, literally 10 mixtape copies in the world and selling for $1,000 a piece. I would love to be that kind of person out on the West Coast. You don't see that out here on the East Coast. We're not doing that. Midwest. There's a lot of different. You gotta know your area. You gotta know. You gotta remember who came from where. Petey Pablo came from Carolina. Trick Daddy came from the South. You gotta remember Pop. He is from the East Coast, but he was on the West. That's where everybody knows him. You gotta know the different elements and the different genres because it's all different genres in different parts of the United States. It's crazy because right now I'm looking at our numbers, and you're asking about East Coast, West Coast, which one? Man, we got Janet Nicole's bumping in Russia right now. Like, I have no clue about the Russians other than what I know about them military wise. But if she's out there in Russia, I would have never thought. Wow. That's one of her biggest playlists. Right. So it's really like I personally think that it's all about the artist and what they do. Right. How they perceive their artistry. If you believe in yourself, then you getting in that booth, getting on that microphone, you singing that song that you wrote, everybody else gonna believe in you too.
Everybody else gonna believe in you too. And you just said a powerful thing. You brought up the data, the analytics sheets and stuff like that. So it's like you can look at it and track. Okay, I'm getting traction in Russia. They're playing me over here. A lot of artists, that's what you were saying, the knowledge. A lot of artists, they thinking, okay, I got 50 views or I got 100 views today, but they don't know where they got it from. So now it's like
where they come from.
Right. How important is that?
Because now it's just super important because now I can, you out here in Russia versus out here in Georgia.
Right.
I can put promotion in Georgia more than I can put in Russia, but I can get you paid quicker. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of business management sense that I got to think about. Okay,
right.
I can get you paid quicker in Russia because they killing it in Russia. But at the same time, I need to promote you bigger here in where you're from, Ohio. You feel me? I need to promote you bigger here in Texas because you got one viewer in Texas. Now I need more viewers in Texas. You feel me? That's my job. I need to see where you are and where you're not, and I need to see where I need to put you to make you even hotter. If that makes sense.
That definitely makes sense.
I wouldn't be surprised if I get an email or a phone call from somebody in Russia asking, "Hey, can we do a concert?" Sure.
Right.
I'm waiting on it.
Right.
Like I told her, I probably shouldn't have told her, but it is what it is. It's the truth. You're already famous. We just waiting for the rest of the world to catch up.
Waiting for the world to catch up. And that's real right there. And that's the thing. It's like you said, Russia. Y'all doing it here with the internet. We now have the power to get it to Russia. A lot of things people don't get. A lot of artists, they make the mistake. They want to be the king of their city. They don't want to leave their city. Buffalo, New York, like your music. It's Seattle, Washington. They got demands. You got the best song playing in Seattle, Washington. But I'm not going to leave my state. You're missing out on tour money. You're missing out on shows. So that's the power of analytics when we talk about that. But now let's talk about, all right, now you become the manager. Was this your first artist coming back? Do you only have one artist or do you have multiple artists that you manage right now?
Jen and Nicole was actually my first artist coming back. I do have multiple artists that I am managing now. Like I said, TBE roster. Shout out to them. You know, just signed another artist, Laron AK. Shout out to him. Okay. You'll be seeing a little bit more of him real soon.
Okay.
But yeah, Jen and Nicole is the first artist of me coming back off my 10-year hiatus of not wanting to do this.
Right.
You know, we've been here since November.
Okay.
November 17th to be exact is when we got here.
Wow.
We already dropped the EP, March 30th. We dropped that EP.
Right.
You see the numbers. I mean, you go to my Facebook, you see the numbers we're doing already. Right. It's the universe, man. I'm a strong believer in the universe. The universe tell me to do it, I'm gonna do it. To me, if I think it's a good idea, it's probably not. So I'll wait for the universe to tell me.
And then it's gonna be everything gonna fall in place. And that's the thing. So let's talk about that process. So you're coming back. What was that studio session, that recording, coming up with the EP? What was that process like for you, being a manager, putting this project back, coming back in the game? What was that like? Walk me through it a little bit.
It was stressful as hell. It was stressful as hell. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was,
right.
Because I felt like I said, the number one thing is knowledge.
Right.
And I had the knowledge that I had the knowledge of the old, and have the knowledge of the new. And like I said, I can be kind of aggressive when it comes to education. I'm real aggressive. I don't care. I love to learn at least three new things a day. If I don't learn something new a day, I feel like I wasted time. So, you know, I came out here hungry. Well, if this is not right, tell me what to do. Tell me the right way. Don't just, you know what I'm saying? Just show me. Don't. So my brother had to put me to the side. Hey, sis, I need you to calm this. I need you to calm down.
Calm it down.
I need you to wait his fall. I'm gonna tell you how to do this. I'm just show. He said, you know what? Read this book. Just read. I don't even want to talk to you. Read the book, then come back and talk to me, because he knows how I am. Answer my question. I ask you the same question 50 different ways until you give me the answer that I can process.
Right.
I don't care if you're upset. Answer the question. Talk to me like I'm a 3-year-old. Once I got through the mud and the not having the knowledge that I needed, it became fun. It became like, okay, I get it. I understand why we're doing this now. I get that part.
Right.
If I didn't, we wouldn't be in the studio. We'll be outside arguing because I don't understand.
Right.
But yeah, it became fun after I understood the knowledge part of it. Knocked it out. Didn't have any problems with the EP. As far as of course, Jen and Nicole should tell you she was bored with it. So getting in the studio with her was like baking a cake for me. You know, it's like, okay, we're done. What takes 4 or 5 hours for a person to do takes her maybe an hour, hour and a half. I would say that the entire EP process, to include mixing and mastering, maybe took about a total of 3 weeks. And it only took that long because, of course, we got to time out studio sessions. You know, we got to give her a break to make sure her voice isn't overworked. And then they got to have the time for mixing and mastering. They can only do it on the weekend at that moment.
Right.
So, in all of recording, getting all the beats together, make sure everything's perfect. You know, G. LeBeau doing his thing. Shout out to him. And the mixing and mastering of it, I say a good total of 3 weeks. And you heard the project. It's a beautiful project.
It's definitely, and I'm excited because he's gonna be here tomorrow night. So we definitely gonna get into that. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. So let me ask you, okay, what type of sound do you look for? What is it about an artist that you see and you say, you know what, they've got it? Because I know, like, there's a million people talented, but everybody don't have that wow factor. What is it for you?
Right. It's not me. It's not me at all. It's literally, like I said, I'm universal. The universe. Right. The universe tells me. It moves my soul. Like I stated, like Janet, she sung. She's singing, and here's the thing with me. She can sing beautiful. Right. She can sing anybody's song. But it's a mixture of your creativity of art. Right. You're a writer, you're a performer, you're a singer. And all of that in itself moves you. You see what I'm saying? So when she sung somebody's song. I can't remember who she sung, but it was somebody else's song that she didn't write.
Right.
It didn't move me. I told her, I was like, hey, listen, be honest with you, sing your song for me. Just you don't get it twisted. You can sing their songs. She loves karaoke.
Right.
It doesn't move me. I'm in love with art. Art moves me. So when you come with the total package of being a writer, being a performer, and then being able to perform and sing your writings,
right?
You're like the Mona Lisa painting.
Wow.
And the universe taps you on the shoulder and goes, "Hey, that's art."
Right.
That's art. So, Jesse Reyes is another example of an artist that moves me.
Right.
Like, see, I'll play her on repeat all day. Group wise, Boys to Men is another group that moves me. Musically, they move me.
Right.
But as an artist, you gotta come exuberantly, like that art gotta be pouring out your pores for me.
Right.
You feel me? Like I gotta smell that art before I can smell the cologne that you got. Wow. If that makes sense.
I definitely understand.
You see it. You'll see it just like you'll see a military person. You know they was in the military. Right. If you see a ball player, you know that's a ball player.
Right.
If I see a musician, like they give off the pheromone of artistry. That's what I look at.
And that's the thing right there, that creative art, that creative spirit, where it's like, the creative minds come together. It's like it sparks. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, that it factor. Cruz said it, that it factor. You gotta have it.
Yeah. And the actual funny thing is, he's actually in Joko right now. That's my cousin, Cruz.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he's in Joko right now. Yeah, he's an engineer.
I might know.
Yeah, you never know. It's a small world. He's an engineer as well. Yeah, dope engineer.
Shout out to Cruz, Joko on the beat.
That's a fact right there. So all right. So now the project is out. What producers? How did you where did you get the beats from?
Well, funny. Two of the beats are Young Lex.
Okay.
They 808 Tune Goons. Shout out to 808 Tune Goons.
808 Tune Goons.
But right, they are of course, like I said, we are all in the family. Record labels, beat machine, management team, marketing. We'll make you a shirt if you want to. But he kind of drug his feet with Jenny Nicole. I'll be honest with you, because she ain't playing. With her lyric gods, you give her the lyrics, she's writing. But most of her beats, 2 of the beats came from him, and the other 5 beats came from YouTube.
Okay.
Matthew May, Rare Bear, Easy Music are the 3 that we use for the rest of the EP. So shout out to them. They dropped it. She hears it. It's a crazy process. So she hears the beat. She gets this look on her face. It's like a kid in the candy store, and I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" She's like, "I got it. You know what? I'm gonna leave you alone. You can make sure you got your paper and a couple of pens. You good? You need something to drink?"
Right.
The lyric guy, I'm out. I just let her be who she is. She brings it every time. So
wow.
I've never met a person who impresses me like my expectations for people are here, and she just exceeds my expectations every single time she gets out here. Wow. And I let her know that you exceeded my expectations again, like Jesus. Great job. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being biased. It is what it is.
And that's the thing. It's like, you have to believe. So it's like when you say that, you're not being biased. It's like, not only do you know she has talent, you're seeing the work she's putting. You're there. She already wowed you from the beginning. The spirit moved like, she's got it. Now you see the work she's putting. Right? She's a star. The world got to catch up to her. I listened to the project. Very talented. Right? So let me ask you. Now the project is done. What's next?
What's next right now, what we're doing is I'm trying to get my analytics in my back office. I'm trying to get everything blue. Everything in the whole continental world. Like I told her, I want the universe. I want you all satellites in the universe. Like I'm her numbers. So, of course, we're shopping. We're looking for the labels to come holler at us. But our mission and our goal never was, like I said before, I brought her to the team. It was her and I, and we sat down and we talked. I asked her what she wanted to do. We both agreed, this is not about the money at all, because it's not. Of course, everybody needs to get paid for putting in what they put in. We need to have money to get to the next level, of course, but that's going to come.
Right.
I told her what my mission was to make sure that every human being, animal, speck of atom in the entire universe hears your music.
Wow.
Hears you. Because her music isn't just something that she just pulls out of her butt. She literally she lives through it. She goes through these things and
right.
It's real. It's not no play. She's not placating at all.
Right.
So every word she sings is real. So it's something that other people can relate to. It's something that people can touch and feel and put on repeat, cry to and laugh to and make up to. So
right.
I feel like when she does her tracks, each track that she does isn't for everybody. Feel me? If that makes sense. Right. It's just like a pack of lifesavers. You got different flavors for different people. My favorite color is pink. My favorite flavor is pink.
Right.
So I don't like the yellow kind or the orange kind. But
you like the peach.
Somebody else like the yellow or the orange kind. That's what her music is. She got different music for different people, and it's all coming together. So she's not an R&B artist. She's not a country. She's an independent individual who does art. Period.
Who does art. And that's the thing right there. We're not gonna put her in a box because she can do so much, and she's still growing as well. Y'all are growing, so it's like it's only gonna go higher from here. But it's like you said, that God-given talent. Now you letting the world see it.
Yeah.
The project is out. You're getting good feedback. I like the project. Now you're seeing the analytics. Everything is coming together. So let's tie it all together, because not only, like you said, you learned the business already. You got Throwback Entertainment. Now you're managing her. How do they go hand in hand? Where it's kind of like now looking back at your life from the beginning, how it was like all tools in the belt. Where it's like at the time you may not have known why I'm doing this. Kind of like Karate Kid. You washing the car. This don't make sense.
Yeah, I was waxing off.
Right. And now you're looking at it now where you are now. How does it feel? And when did you make the correlation? Like, oh, now I get it. It makes sense.
Well, honestly, the correlation has always been there. Because like I stated to my brother when I left, I told him straight up, listen, I love y'all. I ain't feeling the passion of the music no more to be an artist. I want to be around it. It hurts too much. But when my soul is moved, I will bring a replacement for me home. So you ain't got to ask me to do nothing.
Right.
I will bring that home to you, and we will work. We will build. We will do what we do. You feel me? And I feel like the universe set me up because it set me up for greatness, because if I would have continued to be a manager throughout the 10-year hiatus that I was doing, I think I would have been too full of myself to even notice Janet. You know, I think I wouldn't have been humble. I wouldn't have been able to meet her. You feel me? I wouldn't have been in the position that I was in, or the things that I went through, because my 10 years wasn't perfect by any means. They wasn't.
Right.
Should have just stayed managing to be. I should have stayed there in the last.
Right.
But I had to go through the struggle that I had to go through to get ready to meet her, if that makes sense.
Definitely makes sense.
Yeah, I wasn't. Because if I was out here doing it, I would have been. I know me. I wouldn't have been humble. I would have been too full of myself. I wouldn't have been loving art like I do. I would have took this for granted. Right. I don't take it for granted. I would have been doing it too long. You know how you meet people, they've been in the game for 20, 30 years, and they just all nonchalant and all whatever, and they're not paying attention to the actual person.
Details.
They're not paying attention to the actual art. Detail, yeah, exactly. Details are the smallest details are the biggest things.
Right.
The smallest ones are the biggest things. You feel me? So if a small detail, for example, before Janet goes on stage, she needs at least 5 to 10 minutes of time to just zen out in a Red Bull.
Wow.
You feel me? The smallest details. If I was not humble and too full of myself and only gave a crap about the money, I don't care about what you eat. Go get the fucking Red Bull and go to the car and shut up.
Right.
That would be my attitude.
Right.
That's not me. So I feel like I needed to sit down. I had to go through the things I went through. I had to understand the definition of humble from each letter, each acronym, each language that humble came from. I had to understand it in order to be able to hear Jay.
Wow.
If that makes sense.
And that's a powerful thing. It's kind of like trust in the process. It was like you said, like if you would have been doing it, it's like, yo, it's normal. It's normal. I'm making moves. I'm looking at myself. These are my accomplishments. These are what I'm doing. But it's like sometimes God has a way. We may not understand it. He said, yo, you know what? I need you to sit down for a minute. And then that time, it gave you a moment of clarity. So it's like you're not caught up in everything else. So it's kind of like the terminology they say you can't see the forest from the trees. It's kind of like that. So it's like you pulled away. So it's like, yo, you're going through what you're going through, but at the same time, you're still a music lover. You're still a human being, and you're moving through life. You staying up. You see Janet, right? It's almost like a breath of fresh air. That moment of clarity. Where it's like, okay, this is the love that I was looking for. This is that passion. This is the fire that I had once lost in the industry. So now you rekindle it. You're excited. So it's like now it's like, yo, not only am I doing it now, I'm excited. So that means I'm up early. I'm looking forward to it because I'm excited, and it's a difference. And I see that even when you talk about it, even when you describe the story. It's like your fire is back. And that's a good thing. And it's like for artists that maybe they're going through, or they may be a business owner, because we all go through it. It's the same process. In the moments when it's like the fire feels like it's fading, it's dimming a little bit, what advice would you give to the people?
Remember your why. Remember your why. At the end of the day, like I forgot my why when my Uncle Georgie died. And I did. I did. It's not that I forgot. I threw it away. I didn't care anymore. But you got to remember your why. Why are you doing this? Why did you want to do this? Why do you want to be this? See, I wanted to be a musician. I never had a why. But I love helping people. I love being behind the scenes and making sure that all the puzzles fit. So when you step on that stage or when you go out to do what you got to do, you ain't got to worry about that stage falling. You feel me? Because I made sure that I'm in the background. I'm making sure that everything is straight to you. That's my passion. Right. I'm the eldest of 7 kids. I can't help it. It's bred in me. So I like to help people get to their greatness. I'm great. I'm awesome. I know this. People call me conceited. I don't really care. I'm great already. Right. There's nothing that anybody can take away from me that won't let me be any less great than what I already am. I like to help elevate other people to their greatness. Right. So they said she had a dream. Martin Luther King had a dream. And if I was in his day, I would have been right beside him, helping him with his dream. But I'm not. I get you. You feel me? Right. So let's go. Let's push this dream. And I can make myself. This is how I make myself feel good. I don't care. You feel me? Right. This is what your dream is. Let's go.
I definitely feel you on that. So now the dream is reality. Y'all walking it out. It's happening, right? Looking back on your life, what's 5 moments that meant the most to you along your journey?
5 moments that meant the most to me along my journey. Specifically 5 in general moments or in moments of music?
It's up to you. You can do music or you can do just in general. It's up to you.
Okay, let's stick with the business thing. 5 moments. Moment number 1. My mother, she was my biggest critic. The biggest one. She was the one that could make me or break, if that makes sense, growing up. As far as me being an athlete, I mean, I think that's anybody's parent. Me coming in from being a basketball player, I wanted that approval. She simultaneously broke me and built me up at the same time. I used to sing around the house. I didn't care. We didn't have money for Okay, we did have the money for it. It wasn't the belief. I didn't have the backing at the time for voice lessons.
Right.
So I took my voice lessons from people like Boyz II Men, Joe, the singers that I could listen to on the radio. I would mimic and train my voice. So I would do that around the house a lot. And my mother told me something. It kind of broke my heart. It kind of broke me down a little bit. It's okay. She said, hey, everybody can sing, but don't nobody want to hear you. That's what she said. And I said, okay. So it kind of shut me down a little bit, but it kind of made me go harder. Like, you can't tell me what I can't do. I ain't listening to you. So it made me kind of go a little bit harder. And then one day I was singing something. I was singing His Eyes on a Sparrow. I loved that movie. Whoopi Goldberg in the second Sister Act 2. Loved it. So I was singing that song, His Eyes on a Sparrow. And she was walking past, going in the house, and she hey, come here. At the time, my mom was Girl Scout troop leader, and I was nowhere near wanting to be in a Girl Scout, but she put me on that stage. She actually gave me a stage, and I have stage fright. But she put me in front of people, and she allowed me to practice what I wanted to do. She allowed me to sing, and she showed that she believed in me, and that was like the one moment that I was like, wow. I pressed my mom. I can do this. I don't care what nobody says. I can do this. The second one was when my little brother came to me with a rap. He Frostman Legend, Buddah Wiggins. He walked up to me and said, I got a rap. And I looked at him. Whatever, dude. And he spit for me, and I was like, wait a minute. That's all. You wrote this? You wrote this. He said, I wrote this. I said, okay. Third one was, like I said, when my Uncle George took the time out to, one-on-one us and show us the game and believe in us and tell us you can do this. No matter what. Just keep going. Fourth major, I was actually chilling with my homegirl, Jess. She actually would get missing a lot.
Wow.
And I would never know where she was. Like, bro, we're in school, we're in college together, and you get missing for weeks at a time. I don't know what to tell nobody. I don't know if you're dead. What are you doing? So she kidnapped me one weekend and didn't know to tell me that she was kidnapping me. We're going out and going to work.
Right.
And I spent like 4 days in a strip club.
Oh, wow.
With a studio in it. Like, really though, 4 days in a studio, no clothes, no toothbrush, no nothing. And it was just artist after artist. I met so many people, Shorty Low, T.I., people that was coming up at the time. Like, this was 10 years ago before I left.
Right.
And it was amazing. It was just like, I wasn't starstruck. It was more of, this is cool.
Right.
This is a cool thing. My fifth thing was actually Young Lex. My brother Throwback. He's the CEO of Throwback Entertainment. He's gotten better over the years. Like I said, I'm a critic. I tell you in a minute, if you suck, you suck. I don't care. I don't care. It is what it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna tell you to your face, hey, you suck.
Right.
Right. But keep trying. I'm not gonna. And at one point in time in his life, 10 years ago, he sucked. And I made sure I told him, bro, your beats suck, your verses suck, you suck.
Wow.
But I got this beat from Jess. I got this official, professional, our first professional beat from Jess, and she told me to choose the artist. She said, give me 3. There's only room for 3 artists. You're going to do a hook. You're going to give them the hook. There's 3 verses. I said, okay. Took it to the garage studio. I played the beat. Right. I told the boys, y'all got 30 minutes. 30 minutes to come up with something hot. We're going to go around the room. Here's the hook. If you suck, I'm going to tell you suck, and you're not going on it.
Right.
We got around the room, everybody. We got the Young Lex. When I tell you, this boy not only moved my soul, but he blew my entire mind with his verse that I had to play it 2 more times. I don't believe that you wrote it. Wow. I still don't believe he wrote it to this day. Everybody said he wrote it. I watched him write it. He blew my mind. And right then and there, I became humble with my brother and said, you know what? You do suck, but you have potential in you that we're going to get better. That's all. I sucked at one time singing, and I kept singing. Now he's making beats with a whole EP with Jet and Nicole, and then we getting played in Russia. You see, there's levels to the game. So that was a major. You got to, and you got to keep pushing. So I just feel like as far as this music thing goes, oh yeah, I can't leave out meeting Jet and Nicole. That was a wow factor for me.
Right.
But in this music industry, it's going to be a lot of wow factors. Just very difficult to impress me.
Right.
It is. Like you stated, Cruz is out there in Joko. You know, I got my homeboy, Freedom Infinite. Shout out to the nerds out there. You know, he's pressing.
Infinite.
You know, that black Goku out on all platforms, man. He's doing his thing. I'm so proud of him. I mean, I knew him when he was a little kid. You're like, hey, keep going, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Definitely. Like, put it on the map.
Yeah, that's the thing, how it all comes back together. So let me ask you, okay, in the end, how do you want to be remembered? Your legacy to the game. How do you want people to remember you?
Honestly, and this is going to sound crazy, but I don't. I'm not doing this for people to remember me. I'm doing this for to remember the people that I'm trying to help get to where they want to be. If that makes sense.
That's real. That's real.
I'm great. I'm universal. Like people think I'm crazy. I'm not human. I'm only here. I was literally put on this earth to do what it is I'm doing right now. Like I'm not human. So remembering me is I'd rather you take that moment or that space in your memory and put something that I helped accomplish, you know, like Genesis or LeBron AK or, you know what I'm saying, helping Throwback Entertainment. You don't remember me. Remember the work. You know what I'm saying? Right. Remember the people that I helped. Yeah, I'm not that important.
Wow. And that's the thing right there, because like you pride yourself in promoting and marketing other people. So it's like you said, having a heart to help other people. So it's like kind of like being selfless. Like I don't need the spotlight. But while we're talking about it, check out this person over here because they're dope, or check out this. So that's your lane right there. And there's nothing wrong with that. So when now, okay, Atlanta, I don't think it ever stopped with the pandemic. Y'all weren't really affected out there, right?
Oh yeah, no, we won't stop.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, we won't stop. We was getting COVID tested every time we came back to a family member house. Hey, I got my back. Oh, my sister didn't care. That's why I feel you. Right. Let's get it done. But no, it didn't stop us from. I feel like it actually helped us a lot because it gave us space. You know, we didn't. Right. I didn't feel like we had to bump elbows with a lot of people out here trying to do what we were trying to do. Right. You feel me? Everybody was too afraid to step out. You ain't scared. Nah, let's get this. We need to be here. What time? I'll be there 15 minutes early.
Wow.
So it didn't stop. It didn't stop the movement at all.
Right. And it proved who wanted it for real and who wasn't serious and who was serious. So that's the thing. So for 2021 and beyond, what can people expect from Throwback Entertainment, and what can people expect from Janet?
Greatness. We already it's crazy because we already got a second EP. Like we got three. It's already ready to go. We go. The only reason why we're not recording it, I mean, you gotta make it make sense. I'm serious.
Wow.
And this is something else that artists don't understand.
Right.
For those of you that are trying to make it and you're not understanding why you're not making it, and you got all this music out, don't nobody want to hear all this music if you're not promoting. If you got 4 or 5 mixtapes, 3, 4, 5 EPs, and no promotion behind it, nobody's listening to it, you're wasting time, money, and energy.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure these numbers on this first EP. See, here's what I'm trying to do. Accomplish. The first EP is gonna pay for the second EP. That's how it's supposed to be. Does that make sense?
That's how it's supposed to be.
Right. The same thing with come out of pocket. Right. We shouldn't come out of pocket for the second. Exactly. We shouldn't come out of pocket for the second EP because we got to push the first EP. So I feel like the money to put up for the second EP should be put behind promotion and marketing for the first EP. That makes sense. If all the map in my back office ain't blue, we're not recording the second EP yet. We got to get this first out. This is one hit wonder type situation. That's not us. Jen and Nicole is not a one hit wonder. at
Oh,
all.
no.
You feel me? She's a multi-hit wonder. It's gonna continue. It's gonna, as long as she writes, as long as anything. Anybody want to purchase her music? Hit my line. Hit me up. She'll sell you the songs. Don't matter.
Wow.
She's a humble artist. She's an all-around artist. She'll do it.
Right.
So we're just going for greatness. We're going for the map. We're going for the Grammys. We're going for the trophies. We're going for all the awards. We're going for all the platforms. We're going for all the movie deals. We're going for everything.
Wow. And that's the thing. And it's obtainable. It's right there, like you said. It's like putting the marketing behind it, promoting it, and getting it out there. And a lot of people, a lot of artists, like you said, they got 5 mixtapes. They haven't promoted none. And I get to interview a lot of artists, and I noticed you just said a real thing. And a lot of people, I don't know if they consciously know that, but I get, and they're talking about, yo, I'm doing a video shoot. I'm spending the budget on everything else. Got the studio, got it recorded it. I done did the video. I got this person doing a feature. But then when you say, how are you going to market it? What kind of promotion? I'm going to post it on my page. And that's it.
Oh, okay. This ain't Soulja Boy. This ain't Soulja Boy era right now. I get it. You not Soulja Boy. We not. Right. That's not how you do it. You gotta, consumers. It's for everything. Consumers is how you do it. You gotta get out there. You got a good sound. If you got a good team. If you got a good video. You gotta put it out there in the consumer's hands. I can't, like, we threw a listening party. We didn't just choose the songs that we wanted on the Gender Codes EP. Don't get it twisted. All the songs that we did at the listening party is going on something. We're not throwing nothing away that Gender Codes does. Like I told her, sweetie, you can sing about shit in a toilet bowl and make it sound great, and it's gonna sing. I'm just being honest. It's the truth. So you have to know when, where, and how. You feel me? And if you don't have a team behind you and you don't have that knowledge, you don't have that budget, why are you doing music?
Why are you doing music?
Why are you wasting time?
Right. And that's a fact right there.
That's fact.
And you got, like you said, I personally know people. They on video number 7, $5,000 a video, $3,500 a video. They ain't recouped the first video.
Listen, I've always wanted to say this ever since I've seen the award show. Crazy. But if you want help with your videos and your marketing and, things like that, come on over to 33 minutes. Like, I'm just saying, like, no.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, I mean, the struggle is real out here. But like I said, number one for me is knowledge. If you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
And you can help that. It's your fault if you don't know. You got Google, you got people like me out here, you got books. You don't know, and it's your fault. It's nobody else's fault. If you fail, it's your fault. With that being said, we're literally a one-stop shop. We got the management, we got the PR, we got the foundation to release your music. We got everything. Make t-shirts. We make every single thing. We got the studios, video, everything. Right. You want numbers on your Instagram? You want numbers on your Spotify? Then holler at me. I'll show you how to do it. I'm not gonna do it for you. So don't get twisted. I'll do it. But I'm gonna teach you how to do it as well. I'm not a fish. I hate fish. I love fishing. I hate eating fish. Right. I love teaching. So I'll teach you how to fish so you can eat your own fish. There's no problem. It's not a problem. But you gotta be willing to get out here and fish. You gotta be willing to put the worm on the hook. You gotta be willing to get your hands a little dirty. You feel me? If I'm standing in the mud and I'm covered in mud from head to toe and you don't want to get any part of yourself dirty, why are you wasting my time?
Why are you wasting my time? Right. And that's the thing. Right. People want you to be more committed than they are.
Yeah, nah, I can't do that. I could do it. But why would I do it? What am I getting out of it? Right. If you don't believe in yourself more than I believe in you, then what is it? I could stay home and play Xbox Live all day. Right. Something that I want to do. But at the beginning of the day, man, like I said, knowledge, budget, and a team.
Right. That's real right there.
You can definitely. You can suck. and I can Ashanti you in the studio. I can make you sound good. I can sell you. But if you don't have those three things, can't do nothing for you.
Right. Wow. And that's real right there. And those are foundation principle rules. Without those, you just grinding, you just spinning your tires. You're not going nowhere. So it's like the thing is, like you said, the knowledge is the power. You gotta have numbers. You gotta have a team. When I say numbers is a team. A lot of people feel like I don't need nobody. I can do it myself. You got to network in this business. You don't know everybody. You can't. I'm pretty sure you got connections all over because it's an extension of your arm. I may not be in LA, but I got a couple people out here. I may not be in North Carolina, but I got some people out there. So people, when you think about business, that's another misconception that people have. They think I'm doing business, but they're not doing contracts. They don't have a paper trail. They're not keeping their receipts and stuff like that. It's like they just want the title. They want to write that on social media. I'm a boss. I'm doing this. But it's like they don't have the results. And when listening to you, it's like, yo, you're telling them the principles. This is how you go from hobby to professional. And then even once you start investing, you still need a team. You need somebody like you. I've been in the business. I'm saying this, you're saying that. I'm in the business. I've been management. I already know how to do this. Stop. The artist say, I got the talent. Some people, you will be amazed, and I'm pretty sure you know this. Some people will feel like I can do it all on my own, and they're going nowhere. They have all the talent in the world, like an Allen Iverson. You're talented, but you never go nowhere because your character, it could be a character, it could be your mindset. Or you, like you said earlier, you're just hard to work with.
Right.
Unpleasant to work with. So it's like, it's a blessing that, managers, because a lot of like people it's kind of like DJs and records and breaking records like that. Like you said earlier, you said a powerful thing. Everybody has a part, knowing their part, and it all works together. So y'all team, everybody has this is my focus. This is my lane right here. And y'all all make it happen. But artists, they have to understand the managers are the most important piece because they're the one that's representing you. They're the one that's in the business meeting. So everything comes through the managers. And you don't really hear a lot of managers say, this is what I go through. This is what it took for me to get there. So when we met, and I'm like, yo, that would be interesting because I knew I never had a manager up there. So I'm like, and you like, yeah, I share my story. I really appreciate that because it's like you never really hear managers tell their story. Like you always hear about the artists or you always hear about the company, but you never hear about the ones that held it together. So it's like, I salute you on today because like, not only, I never knew your background. So it's like when you come up here and you say, yo, I'm related to this person. I did this. I'm learning as they're learning. And I'm like, wow, but like you said, how the universe connects things. Then we get to talk in North Carolina, different situations like, wow. So I know I'm not off base. So it's like when God speaks to me and I hear and I'm like, yo, I'm following God's voice. So now when it plays out, and it's like, yo, I know a couple people in North Carolina, bop, bop, bop. Now it makes sense. Like, oh, that's why. So I learned, like you said, to be able to just trust the spirit and be able to flow with it. I don't have to know everything. I don't know why I'm going down the road, but I know that it's a purpose for it. So it's like, I appreciate you coming. If it's anything that we didn't touch on yet, that you want to touch on with the people, we can hit that now because I know I've been bouncing around.
Oh no, I mean, if anything, man, if there's any artists out here listening, if anybody that business minded, don't even matter what you're doing. If you out here and I know it's a hard, difficult time right now, and if you got an idea, if you got a passion, go for it. And like at the end of the day, people say YOLO, you only live once, but like I stated, I'm a universal person and I believe in reincarnation. So you don't only live once in my eyes. You die once. You know what I'm saying? You die once in each life that you live. So live it up because you got next life. You got the next you got the next movement that you can make. You can be something different. you know, when you're born again at the end of the day. But if you got a passion for something, go for it. Make it a hobby. Start it out small. Save for it. Get you a crew that believes in you. Practice it. You know, holla at me. You know, you can definitely find me on Instagram, or Facebook. Look me up, Buddah Wiggins, or Janet _ Nicole _ management _ team on Instagram. I know that's a lot, but hey, like I said, I promote my artists from tooth to nail. I turn my whole entire social media page into my artist because that's how much I believe. So just look me up. You got any questions, man? You need any help? Just holla at me. I mean, I'm open. I'm humble. I don't mind helping.
That's real right there. And I definitely appreciate you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get your Instagram and all that and put them in the comments. So if they watching the video on the playback, I'll pin it in the comments. Or even if they watch it, if they check it back in a few, once we log off, I'll pin it at the top so that the all the contacts will be right there. And again, I definitely appreciate you. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I might even send you a link tomorrow and have you pop in on her during her interview.
That's cool. I'm sure she'll be elated.
So that'll be good. And then, you know, we can talk about the process on that as well. So again, I appreciate you coming through today. Again, for the people out there that may be looking, you just touched on it a little bit. If they're looking for management, if they're looking for a team, they can holler at y'all, Throwback Entertainment. The link's gonna be in the comments. So if you got any shout outs, any final words you want to do before we log off again, I want to give you your flowers. I didn't know how long you was in the game. I didn't know your story, but I know you had a story. And I appreciate you sharing. I definitely appreciate you sharing your story because I can tell you're not I don't want the spotlight. So I know it won't easy to say, yo, I'm gonna get up here, I'm gonna get on the podcast.
Bro, you don't get it. You don't understand the weekend that I had, G. Like I'm serious. I don't this ain't me. It's not. But at the end of the day, I moved when the universe told me to move, and the universe again tapped me on my shoulder. Yeah, I literally, when I told you yes, and I send, I looked at that message like, why did I say? What was I thinking? Wait a minute. It is what it is. Somebody needed to hear this. Somebody out here in this world needed to hear this. Somebody's gonna contact me. Somebody needs to be great, and that's my job, my purpose. So I'm here. You know, shout out to you, of course. I definitely appreciate you for letting me come on. You know, sharing my story. You know, that's much love. Shout out to Joko, of course, where I was raised. Shout out to my entire family. Freedom, you know, Free already on it. He's probably gonna hit me up in the inbox when I finish. But you know, shout out to my entire family, everybody that had a part of. You know, I literally, when I tell you, I packed up my house, bro. I packed up, and I looked at her. Do you want to go to Georgia? Her response was yes, and we left. It was no question. It was no preparing. We ain't have nothing, but we put in the car and came out here and did. So definitely shout out to Janet Nicole for believing in me and giving me a chance to show that I believe in her. TBE, of course, G with Bo, you know, shout out to All Access J and Temptation, who is our PR, and one of our DJs that host down here in Atlanta. You know, pretty much shout out to everybody that supports the EP. The numbers is crazy. I appreciate all you consumers, fans. You know, like I said, hit me up. Hit me up. You can chit chat, talk.
And it's on all streaming platforms. Can you tell them the title if they want to search it? What's the how can they find it?
The EP title?
Right. Janet
Nicole. Spell it just like Janet Jackson's first name. Nicole is spelled with an H. Nichole. Not gonna miss that EP cover. Trust me.
Right.
You're not gonna miss that EP cover.
You're not gonna miss that one.
If that EP cover don't blow your face, that ain't the right spelling of Nicole. Trust me.
Right.
So definitely, if you got a question, let me know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go repost the EP on my page right now on both Facebook and Instagram, just in case anybody got any questions, want to get to the links. Just holler at me.
Okay, and that's real right there. Definitely go support that Janet Nicole EP out right now. Throwback Entertainment. You can find them. Again, Buddah Wiggins, we appreciate you for coming through. This is the Proof in the Pudding podcast. We want to thank everybody that stuck with us to the end and those that's going to watch it on the playback. We appreciate y'all. Be sure to check out the EP. If you're in need of management, holla, reach out. Very humble, very knowledgeable. We already see what he's doing. Yo, so we thank you and appreciate everything. Again, if you got anything else, if not, we're going to sign out. This is the Proof, and we appreciate everybody. Yo, we love y'all.
Absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate you too, bro.
All right, thank you. All right, and we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching.
That's good.